ANC headphones with high-res audio, and you won't believe the price. Let's check these out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the 1More HQ31 SonoFlow SE ANC headphones. And as you can see, this particular pair is in a lovely light blue. They come in a bunch of different colors. But what's most notable about these is that they have a lot of really expensive technology at a budget price. And this is the history of all consumer electronics, is that technologies and features that start out very expensive and very expensive devices gradually become more and more affordable. And these have a lot of great tech, and they are eminently affordable. So let's start with 40mm composite drivers giving you 90 hours of playtime. And if you give it a 5-minute charge, you have 5 more hours of listening time. So they have ridiculously efficient battery life and high-res audio with LDAC. So the audio reproduction is really quite good. I'll come back to that in a little bit. But it also has what they call their Quiet Max hybrid ANC that drops 42 decibels of ambient noise out of your background. So they're not the most efficient and best ANC on the market, but they are really great for a commute, or if you're working at home and there's just a lot of background noise, or anywhere else where there's just background chatter or the hum of machinery or a jet because you're on a plane or the rumble of engines because you're on a train, whatever it is, turning on ANC with these headphones gives you a really nice listening experience. And of course, you can do pass-through or transparency, they call it, or turn it off as desired so that if you need to talk to someone, you can do that very easily. But me, I like all the ANC because we live in a noisy world and it's nice to have a little peace and quiet. So, Bluetooth 5.4, which until very recently was the most recent version of Bluetooth, but there's now Bluetooth 6, though there are no headphones yet shipping with that. It's coming, and it's going to give us new features and cooler reproduction and sound playback. But for now, Bluetooth 5.4 is the state of the art with headphones. And it also includes what they call their DNN noise reduction microphones. So these are not just headphones, but there's a built-in microphone too. And you can use it in wired mode. In fact, let's have a couple of close-ups so you can see all of the different buttons and ports here. On the right-hand side of the right ear cup is power and that USB-C plug for charging or using in wired mode. And then there's the volume control, volume up and down, which you can use to adjust volume or next and previous track. And then there's a button that gives you access to ANC features. On the left earpiece, nothing. Everything's on the right-hand side. And the headphones pair with the 1More app. So that gives you a lot more functionality too. In fact, let's get this paired. I think they already are paired, but let me show you the app. So I'm gonna put these headphones on and let's go ahead and get this thing recording. So I am using my iPhone 15 Pro. So no, not the very latest generation of iPhones, but it still works really well. And so here you can see they already have seen the headphones. I've already picked the color, so the icon matches, and it's showing me that it's 100% and my listening mode is in strong or ANC, and I can change it to transparent, or I can just turn it off entirely. And each time you make a change, you hear different audio feedback in the headphones, so you don't hear a voice. But what you do hear, I'm going to leave it, I think, on transparent, but you hear this like dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, or do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and you sort of spend a minute or two and you'll learn which one indicates which mode. You can get into different EQ settings, and there are preset EQs, and there's quite a lot of them. I tend to leave it on studio or acoustic, and if you look on the bottom, you can see the different waveforms, and if you really want to set your own, you can go into custom EQ, and then you can just adjust it as you prefer, and then you can set that, you can give it a name, This is a really weird layout. I'm not going to do that one. And then you get into shortcuts, and this is something really important. So it has two additional features you can adjust here. And actually, hang on, let me take these off for just a moment. But these two features are really important, one of which is spatial sound, and it is really cool because with a good music source, it's really like Hi-Res Plus. It gives you just, turn this on and suddenly everything's just a little more expansive. There's just a little more soundstage. It really does sound good. And the music that I've auditioned these headphones with, all of it sounds better with spatial sound. But you can try on and off. It takes about a second to switch on the headphones themselves. So I would say be in a quiet room, close your eyes, tap on, tap off for a couple of seconds each and see which one you prefer. I would say with something like classical, I probably wouldn't turn on spatial sound, but for pop or rock or country or anything like that, I think it's going to make it way more fun. The other thing to note here is this low latency. Now, some people have said that the SonoFlow SE has a tendency to have latency. That's an issue for watching videos or gaming. I watched a bit of a movie on my phone and I didn't see any issues or feel there were any issues with latency. But if I did, then I can tap on low latency and now it actually will increase the speed that information is given to the headphones. In other words, the delay between the source giving music and the headphones playing that music back shrinks. So I have taken the latency down as low as I possibly can by enabling this feature, and I can just leave it on all the time. There's no penalty to that. So if that's something that you really are noticing, but again, I watched a video, I watched a TV show, I didn't see any latency issues without this feature. So with this feature, it didn't seem like there was much difference, but I suppose it got even more in sync. And then finally, there are some additional settings. The most important one is that firmware update, and I'm glad to see that I actually have the current version of the firmware. There's some experimental features if you want to experiment with dual device connection. And then finally, one thing I really appreciate about 1More is they also give you a full product guide. And in this case, it just gives you this quick tutorial of how to use the buttons. And that can be very helpful if you haven't used the headphones for a while or something. So that's everything there is in the app. And now what I want to do while we're still recording is I'm going to go to voice memos and put the headphones back on. And now what you're hearing is my voice as actually picked up by the 1More HQ31 ANC headphones. And as you can hear, it does an eminently good job. This is certainly good enough for you to be able to take a Zoom call or to be on the phone with someone while you're going on a walk or gardening or whatever it is you want to do. So really, they've done a lot right here. Okay, so back to my regular audio, and I'll turn off that recording. So I really am impressed with these. I've been a fan of 1More for a long time, and I feel like these are just yet another example of how they're doing a great job of not just having great technology, but of delivering them in a way that's affordable and that just works. And I think the design-wise, it does say 1More on that earpiece, and there is a logo on the actual earpiece itself, but they're very subtle. It's a very nice design and style. And honestly, I can totally see these being for sale at the Apple Store or something, though with typical Apple pricing, if this had an Apple logo on it and everything else was the same, it would be 3 times as expensive. That is another story entirely. So let's talk about that sound. I will tell you, these are, as they say, punching above their weight. They are delivering a really, really nice audio reproduction, and the playback is bright, it's interesting, it's lively. There's a big sound stage, and when you turn on that spatial audio, you get an even bigger sound stage. Very enjoyable. These are very enjoyable. They're very comfortable. And I just love the colors. I mean, I think this light blue is very fun. And it also comes in pink and black and white for those of you that aren't ready to go into the world of color yet. So all those 4 different sizes or colors, and they are foldable, so you can fold them up. They do not come with any sort of carrying case or anything, but I'm okay with that because I have a computer bag and I can just put them in the computer bag. As I said, they also work wired, but you will have to BYOC, bring your own cable, because the only wire that's included is this stubby little USB-C to USB-A charging cable. Honestly, I think they could have spent another 85 cents on production and actually included like a 2-foot cable instead. But this does mean you can charge it and use it wirelessly, which is what its primary intention is. And then there's an instruction guide in the usual 25 different languages. Was not super helpful, but it did get me started. Really, all you need to do is get it to pair with your device, download the 1More app, and then everything you can control within the app. So it's actually pretty darn easy to work with. So that's everything I got. I think that these are a really great deal. I think that they're fun and they have a very nice feel to them. And they do a wonderful job with music playback. Lots to like here, really ones to check out. I am going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to invite you to click or tap on that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications of my new content. Tap that thumbs up if you want to give me some positive feedback. And who doesn't like positive feedback? Come on, cool. Thank you. Now, these, let me hold them up for you. These are the 1More HQ31 SonoFlow SE ANC Headphones, and they are $49.99 currently, minus 20%, dropping them down to $39.99 at Amazon.com. And it amazes me that you can, for $39.99, buy high-res audio ANC headphones with this quality of music reproduction. It is an amazing testament to the entire consumer electronics industry and how devices that used to be $299 are now under $40. It's crazy. It's really, these are a really good deal. So that's all I got. I'm gonna go back to my music, so I'll hope to catch you in my next video.